Well, this is terrific. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, Rex, so we've just taken a little bit of this very young wine. This is our 2021 Mount Veeder Cabernet. This is our own estate cab. It's only been in barrels just a few months. Yeah, what do you think of this wine?
The smell, the aroma just kind of hits you and just engulfs you.
Yeah, it's so aromatic at this point, and as I was saying earlier, you're really getting the essence of the Cabernet grape because the oak hasn't yet really had a chance to impart its character. So you're really getting the essence of this grape.
Oh, that is terrific.
And as this wine ages, it's just going to gain in complexity, gain in flavor, and this is a kind of wine that we'll release this wine when it's about 4 years old.
Okay.
So even though here we are tasting, it's not even 6 months old yet, and we won't even release it until it's we'll age it 2 years in the barrel, another 2 years in the bottle, and then we'll release the wine for sale. Okay. So we have just released. This is our 2018. Mount Veeder Cabernet. Okay. And so this is what this wine will become. Okay. It'll go into this bottle. In fact, it's such a limited wine. I don't know if you can see this. We actually number each bottle. Wow. So it's very limited production. So each bottle has been numbered. And that's how unique this wine is. And it's... And they age. I mean, we have some of these Mount Veeder Cabernets that are over 20 years old, and they just get nothing but better.
Now, what you mentioned kind of earlier as we were talking is that how you could come and taste this 6 months later now, and it would taste completely different than it does today.
Right. So as the wine ages in a barrel, two things are happening. One, think of oak as how a chef might season food. The oak is giving the structure, giving the complexity. You also get a little bit of that oaky, the savoriness from the barrel. Sure. But what happens in a barrel is that the wine slowly oxidizes. Right. So there's a very slow air exchange, through the staves of the wood. It's very, very slow. But it's that magic of barrel aging that softens a wine. That little bit of air getting in, O2 getting into the wine, softens it and mellows it. And so once it's if you age a wine too long in a barrel, it can end up tasting like a 2x4. I mean, so that you don't want to leave it too long, but not enough. Then the wine doesn't gain that much in complexity.
So it's that flavoring. It's got to be not too long, not too short, but enough to give it some flavors.
Correct, and so that's why, as winemakers, we're always tasting these wines and monitoring them, and so then we make the decision. Yep, this wine is ready to be bottled. And then bottle age is what really softens the wine, and we cork finish all these wines. I mean, the corks themselves are nearly 70 cents a piece. and a lot of people think that, the corks breathe. They really don't. You want a cork that's a really good seal, but it's just a little bit of that O2 that's still left inside the cork that helps this wine slowly oxidize with age as well. But because typically air is an enemy of wine. Right. So too much air, it can just become too oxidative. So again, and you kind of think of a cork as maybe even a tiny barrel, because it just has a little bit of air in there. So it's all. I think it's a mystery for some people, but it's a mystery to us as well, as how you can take a grape that's grown on a vine that has been grown for years, and you make it into wine, and it just becomes this living product that continues to improve. Right. And so, just like you were saying, we taste this wine three months from now, it's going to taste different. I mean, and it's not linear. Right. So we find that sometimes a wine will go through kind of an awkward stage, as maybe like an adolescent or a teenager, and then sometimes it'll be tasting great, and then the next time you try it, it's kind of closed in, and so it's just interesting, and we don't really have an explanation for it. But
so sometimes you got to send it to its room.
Yeah, that's right.
When you behave, you can come out.
Yeah, that's right.
The barrel.
That's right. So that's part of the fun of making wines.
Right. Terrific. Thank you so much.
Welcome.